All right, let's talk about the big September update for Windows 11. And look, this is way more than your usual security patch. Microsoft is essentially giving your PC a major brain boost.
So, what's the big idea here? Well, it all boils down to making your computer smarter. Microsoft is really going all in on AI, trying to shift your PC from just being a tool to being, well, a proactive, intelligent partner.
Okay, so first up, let's dive into that AI boost. We're going to see exactly how these new features are supposed to make your day-to-day work feel, a whole lot smoother.
So get ready for September 9th. That's the day this update starts hitting machines. And it's bringing this really interesting mix of the usual, essential security fixes, but also these pretty cool forward-thinking AI tools. And that's for both standard and Copilot Plus PCs. It's helpful to think of these new features not as just programs, but more like a team of new AI assistants ready to jump in and help. So let's meet the new crew joining your digital workspace. First, let's talk about the Recall app. The homepage has gotten a total makeover. It's basically a new command center for everything you were just doing. The whole point is, instead of you having to dig through folders and files, you get this slick dashboard showing your recent activities and even screen snapshots. It just makes it so much easier to jump right back into your work. Now, if you have one of those Copilot Plus devices, the Click to Do feature is getting a lot easier to use. Microsoft's added this new interactive tutorial, which honestly is a really smart move. It takes what could be a kind of complicated AI tool and just breaks it down for you step by step, right from the get-go.
Okay, this next one, this is a huge deal, not just for Windows, but for the whole PC industry. See, before that, on-device AI agent was a Snapdragon-only thing, but now it's opening up to Intel and AMD AI PCs too. That is a massive step towards making these kinds of AI features totally standard on pretty much every new computer out there. Of course, you can't have all this new AI without needing more control, right? So Microsoft is adding a new Recent Activity Log just for AI. This means you can actually go in and see exactly which third-party apps are using your PC's AI power for things like text or images. It's really all about transparency, giving you a clear view of how your data is being used.
All right, so moving on from all the heavy-duty AI stuff, this update also just cleans up the interface. It's full of these small, smart tweaks that you're probably going to notice and really appreciate in your day-to-day use.
Okay, this first one might sound super small, but I know for a lot of people it's a game changer. You can now show seconds on the clock in your notification center. Yeah, it's off by default, but you just pop into the settings, flick a switch, and boom, you've got that extra bit of precision.
And how about this? Searching for photos is getting a really nice visual upgrade. So instead of just a boring old list, your search results will show up in a clean grid view. It just makes it way more intuitive to spot the exact picture you need.
Even the good old File Explorer is getting a bit of a tidy up. You'll start to see these new dividers in the right-click menu, which really helps break up those super long lists of options. And there are some helpful new icons on the home page too. It all just makes the whole thing feel a little less cluttered.
And get this, the sign-in screen is getting a major facelift. Windows Hello has been completely redesigned with new animations and a much fresher interface, especially for things like passkeys. It's a subtle thing, but it makes that first moment you log in feel so much more modern.
Okay, let's switch gears and talk about making Windows yours. This update isn't just Microsoft pushing features on you, it's also about giving you way more control to fine-tune your own digital space.
The widgets board, for example, is getting a pretty big overhaul. There's a whole new design with a left pane that makes navigation easier. Your Discover feed is now powered by Copilot, which should make it more interesting. And there's even a little peek at the future, the possibility of multiple dashboards, though that's rolling out in Europe first.
And speaking of control, you're getting a ton more of it on your lock screen. You can actually handpick the specific widgets you want to see, like maybe you just want weather and stocks. You can get rid of the ones you don't care about, or you can just let Windows suggest a few for you. It's all about making that first glance at your screen actually useful.
Okay, so we've gone through all these different features, but what's the big picture here? What does this all add up to for the future of your PC?
So let's do a quick recap. On the AI front, the huge news is the Recall redesign and the AI agent expanding to more PCs. For the interface, you've got those nice little quality of life tweaks like the clock with seconds and the photo search grid. And for personalization, you've got way more control over your widgets and lock screen. I mean, it's a really wide-ranging update that touches almost every part of the experience.
Now, it's also worth pointing out, gotta manage expectations here.
A couple of features people were looking for, like those new device info cards and settings, actually got delayed. They didn't quite make it into this update, but Microsoft says they're coming later.
And really, that kind of tells you everything you need to know about Microsoft's strategy. This isn't some massive revolutionary change to Windows all at once. It's more of an evolution. They're just layering in these AI features bit by bit, month after month, making the whole system smarter over time.
So, this leaves us with one final thought. As AI gets woven deeper and deeper into our desktops with every update, what's the end game? The goal is obviously convenience, right? But does it actually streamline things, or are we just adding a whole new layer of complexity that we have to manage? It's definitely something to think about as all these changes start to roll out.